to a standstill. Let's check it out real quick before I do reset, right? Yeah. So I basically had all the chain hacks in order to get into the system, do what I needed to do. I've done this on the local, but for whatever reason, when I go online on the multiplayer version, I get an issue. For instance, I even set up a secondary, another mission or another job so I can do two of them and see if the second one can work out well. But here's the issue, right? I'm going to go into my workspace, exe up here. I might need 3 terminals open. So first on my nmap, typical, check what ports are available. And I was focusing on this triple port on this single machine, 25.2. I was like, yeah, great. I've done this before. All I got to do, and I've already got all the exploits for it. I go into my attack folder or workspace, then attack. And it's what I prepared for. The first one was guest any user. I used that, it worked, and then it stopped working. I'm guessing something to do with no user logged in by chance at the time that I decided to do it. But let's just see if I'll do it now and it'll work. No active user found, cannot use this exploit. Fine. And I actually spent money on getting, what is the other one? The SQL access. All I need is the 112 library. There was no requirements in there. So I'm like, all right, let's take that. Let's get inside the machine as a guest and we'll start from there. And that port is 3307. Cool, I'm in. This though, this has not been in the local. This whole starting attack, warning, attack intercepted by administrator. This doesn't pop up on any mission, especially level 0 missions. In the local host. So that really got me confused why this keeps popping up. But it worked this time, and it's like, all right, good. It worked. Nice. Forcing guest user. Then I was like, all right, my other exploit needs 3 port forwards to that same machine. Check. And I needed a... which one was it? The SQL password change. And as I do this on my local multiple missions now, it works fine. And it seems like it works. I change the password. But now this same error pops up. And forcing guest user can't change. This doesn't happen. This shouldn't force to guest user. But I'm guessing maybe that the interception by administrator forces all hacks to go to guest. Number one, that doesn't happen in the actual... Okay, that was such a bot message. Thanks, Ogium, but that's a bot message. You just literally botted 3 messages in there. I'm not going to message you on Discord. So that guest force is basically messing up my password change. But on the local, I can run this hack multiple times. And it should basically randomly choose one of the existing users. And those users, if I go into File Explorer exe, go back one, are Renew and Ulinks. But none of these two pop up as the password adjustment. That's the problem. So this starting attack thing seems to be an only multiplayer defense vector. I'm not sure if this system was potentially attacked by someone else and then maybe made a uh, was fortified. Because again, when you could think about like the online means that we're doing here, other players are online too, and they could sabotage gameplay, whether they intentionally want to or not. The machines that exist on this internal net, they can be accessed by others. They had a mission there, they did the mission, then they dropped in some sort of like anti-hack system where everything is being directed to guests, which stops me from doing any missions. So I'm like, all right, fine. Then I did another mission, but I don't have the money to work with that. That end map was a little bit different, a lot of bit different actually, very restricting. One port, one version. I just don't have the cash to start it from there. I have basically set myself up for the specific exploit of 3 port opens with the um which does kind of give me an idea that I could go from bank to bank and see if I can get some cash. Let me see. I'm gonna get out of these. What do I have as far as banks? Trophies, right? I guess the other thing I can do is see if I get some monies. If what I have so far. I don't need that actually. Oh, I can't even delete it. Permission denied to delete. That's great. All right, so one, two, I only got 2 banks. All right, well, let's see if anything's happening in these banks. If they do have some money, I'll risk it for the biscuit, but highly doubt they're gonna have much in here. All right, well, here's what I would do. Maybe I'm gonna perform a transaction. I'm gonna move all of it to this other account number. Transfer successful. Gonna get out of here. Log into that account. That's something, I suppose. And then I'm gonna transfer it to my account. I haven't even done anything from my account yet, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? So let me see. Let me go into my account. But how can I grab my own account number so I can send it there? That ain't right. My general access point here is gonna be a little bit flimsy. Let me see if I can do something real quick so I don't get doxxed on the game. Yeah, it's a little blur real quick. Just so I don't get doxxed, I'm gonna move that detail out real quick. Streaming, remove all that. Go back to my bank. Is that it? No, that's not it. I don't have a copy for this. I'm gonna go back into that other bank set. Oh, okay. I must erase my password up there. The decrypted one. And then I'm going my account. Okay, now I can copy it. Okay, and now I have money again. Good. I'm gonna get pinged for that though, for sure. I'm gonna get hella pinged. But then again, I'm basically ready to start over, so. Yeah, there it is. Oh, revoked. All right. Well, uh, regardless, I was planning on starting over. That was my only salvation to potentially keep getting more exploits and working forward. But hey, let's just start it over again, huh? Might as well force the reset. When you get desperate, you get desperate. Uh, Keep forgetting them, but let's see. I don't know, throw in a little bit of background here. Let's keep going there. Yup. All right. So the general census is, oh, a gift. Oh, all right. Well, I guess I don't have to hack it. Where's this gift coming from? Oh, that's a horrible connection, though. Ooh, Exacco. I want Exacco. Forget this 14% BS. All right, so we're gonna crack this. We're gonna do Airmon WLAN 0 start, or backwards. Airmon start WLAN 0 monitor mode. Air replay. WLAN 0. I also need to get the IW list on WLAN 0. I'm gonna grab this. B. And E. Wait a minute, what? Oh, do I not need the WLAN? Okay, there we go. So now we get in the packets. Gotta wait for the plackets. About 10,000, 15,000, something like that. Well, that. Oh. That should be enough. Then we do aircraft capture. Now what? Oh yeah. There we go. Key found truce. Exacco password truce. Great. I got a good connection. A couple of things I'll start off with. Let's see what the network looks like. I love to enjoy a little bit of topology. Ooh, we got a couple of things. What that? Not a server? Fridge? Oh no, we have fridges. IoT devices in the house. Alright. Regular computer, got a server computer here. We have a good set of local access for some local fun. But that's step one. After the step one, gotta go make email. Then we get an email. We also need a bank. Let's get the bank. Oh, I gotta register. Right. Okay. Oh yeah, just oh true. It's gonna show this stuff, ain't it? I gotta go up, and go into stream mode. Hide some stuff. Alright, so we got bank, got email, then we go to email, then we do social engineering. Oh, I don't have to do the first. Oh, maybe. Interesting. So they don't force me to do the beginning, aka the tutorial again. Because last time, I guess when maybe every update, I've been doing that same thing, the social engineering starting point, every single time. But now that I've completed it and I haven't done an update, it hasn't reset my settings. So I'm guessing now, since I just lost the other account, authorities came through and we reset, we don't have to do that same social engineering aspect. It's nice. We get straight to the hack shop. That's great. Okay, so I don't have to do that crap again. Maybe that's the gift also. The gift, it starts popping up once you've already done the tutorial. The first time you log in, you do the social engineering tutorial. Then you have access to the hack shop. Okay. All right. All right. That makes sense. All right. So let's start a mission. Gotta do a job. Let's do the academic changes, accept the mission. There's our email. There's the IP address. Let's log in. Now I need to set up my workspace. It's the only thing that I'm assuming. Hasn't been kept the same. No. All right. So new folder, WS. In here, I'm going to have an attack folder, an exe folder, source folder, notes folder, and trophies. Typical setup that I do. All right, so in the exe, I need. Oh, yes, I do need. Hold on. No. I need some of these programs here. I'll need the admin monitor. I'll need a decipher. I do want the scan lib, but let's hold off on scan lib. Scan router. We'll take that. Sniffer, don't want to use any money yet. Metasploit, we definitely need. In fact, for Metasploit, we'll need it in two places. One here, just in case I need to use it locally. And then one in the library. So my system can use it. Okay, so that's the good starting point. But then again, we don't have... they don't have Nmap in here, huh? Right, I'm just gonna start this. And grab some other tools. Haha, that's funny. Okay. Someone didn't pay their server. No. I think I need to look up shop, no? There we go. I'll need the nmap, scan some ports. That's good. I didn't think about a SMTP user list though. It's a good point. Let's do a little exploit report too, just in case I get into that creating my own exploits thing. Okay, so now I'm ready for the job. One terminal there. So first we'll go into cd workspace exe, do a little nmap reconnaissance. There's your typical same thing. Same thing is literally the same thing. Different IPs though, but literally the same thing. All right. Well, can we do a SMTP user list on same IP, but port 6? That's a weird port. 65371. Root email not found. Rothcia email not found. 2 results. So we got 2 users on that machine. Oh, but these are different IPs. Completely different. They're not the oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Alright, so let's do this, but let's do it on the port 25. That's the one I want to go for. There we go. Okay. So I want to go for machine 16.15. It's got 3 users, Root, Janelle, and Papa. At least I have some users. That's nice reconnaissance. I do need to get to that machine actually too. The one I'm no, it's not that one actually. It's 16.5. We got 16.15. I'll go in there and see if I can find Ulrich anyway. Maybe they're still sharing the same SMTP server data. Maybe. So I'll have to get in there anyway so I can start up a direct access portal from the inside. Now I'll probably also need that shell. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. What I do need is the fact that they have 3 ports open. 1 SQL, SMTP, HTTP. So now we look for exploits. Let's look for a SQL 107. Okay, change password. Good. User exists. More than likely, user is gonna exist. Greater than or equal. Root user logged in, number of 1 users registered. I don't like the root user login. 3 forwards, 1 user registered. Fine. Init ISO we're not sure of. Ellipse OS, that's funny. Okay, so that's just a reporting tool. Alright, fine. What are these? Minimum 1 user registered. I like that. So I'm going to get the source. And that's a SQL 107 shell 1 reg user. That's kind of the way I named these is the attack vector, the version of that library, what you get, and then the requirement after. That kind of helps me organize all the source code. Really? Oh, I got 2 browsers open. And also, it's gonna be an attack. Okay, and just gets me organized OCD. So now I'm gonna CD into workspace attack. So that's a remote shell, but I don't want to maybe do that yet. Let's see what else I got for password adjustment. 2 port forwards we do have. Minimum requirements would be best. So this one is what? The init, the libsql, and then the library nets. We don't know what the library net. We could force an upgrade to the system, but let's keep looking. The least amount of friction. This one should work. I mean, generally speaking, user exists on all platforms. And this one is SQL. Add password change. Dir user exists. And that's SQL 107. All right. Password change. So we got a password change. We got a remote shell access point. Now I can do our chain here. So from here, I'm going to 107. Want the shell. I want the shell of machine. Do I still have a copy? No. That machine, that router, and I want to access SQL students 3307. I'm in. Then I want to do essentially the same attack, but with our SQL 107 password change. Same machine. 3307 again, port. Change the pass. There it is again. Why does this happen? It just kind of kills every single possible method. It kills every possible method for me to access that system if it's just going into guess like that. I can't tell if this is an online issue. If the beta is actually like either this is like a built-in issue online for like an extra security level that I have to consider, but on a level 0 you'd figure a job at level 0 wouldn't have such heavy precautions like an admin growing up. And even then, all right, let's humor this. Let's humor that there's an admin technically, right? Let's just humor an admin inside the workstation. Let's grab it. Let's see him. Admin monitor. Let's check the admin, see what's up. If they're actually on the workstation. No, the admin's offline. So like this seems like a bug in the beta for me. I feel like they're going backwards. Let me do a little bit here. Initially. Still recommended though. All right, I had to think about that. So, sorry, I was trying to formulate my comment here to make sure it makes sense. And I explained it pretty thoroughly, I'd say. So updated comment, having issues since I initially played Greyhack. Online seems to have a constant starting attack warning. Attack intercepted by admin. Forcing guest user. Error can't change password for user guest. Program edit. For every single mission. While in local account, the same technique I used on an online gameplay works without any issue. And we did this in the last video, so you can kind of tell we've actually proven the situation to happen. Furthermore, when being guest and using admin monitor on the remote machine, there is actually no admin logged in, says they are offline. The same technique one, so then I've got it listed in bullet points. The same technique used in local to gain access to remote machines, for example, academic change job works well. SQL guest shell, SQL password change exploit, gain access as guest, change password in second terminal, then sudo u into the user from guest as that user will change password. When attempting the same exact steps on the same mission with literally the same port forwarding for the exploit criteria. Oh, hold on. I have to put online. On multiplayer mission, multiplayer account. On the same mission, literally the same port forwards, the criteria for the exploits and criteria for the exploits to work. The admin intercepts, sabotages every job on the list. This technique. I get the implications of why this would happen and the security measures taken by an admin and the realistic means, but for level 0 missions, this basically breaks the jobs from actually being a part of the game growth mechanics. Maybe at later levels totally understand. Or if there are more methods to gain money outside of hunting banked TXT files or completing these jobs that now can't be completed due to this issue. Since it's not replicated in the local gameplay and works perfectly fine, the multiplayer seems to be the only vector this admin interception seems to exist in. So I assume it's an adjustment on the web-based gameplay. Still feels a bit crippling. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. I cannot use the same method to access the account, which would be normally the pretty standard method to gain access. Password change, gain user guest shell. But yeah. Yeah. Now, if there was other forms I could do this in, ideally, I would go to library, take a look at the libraries inside, but no permission. Which I know somebody mentioned you can code your own local library, create folder, Connect Wi-Fi, file string path, get name, get ports, groups, network, local IP, network gateway. So I might have to play a little bit more with the scripting methods. Let's replicate a script here real quick. Let's see if I can. Yeah. So first, might need Metasploit. Ideally, maybe. So it also looks for include current path plus Metasploit. Okay. Yeah, that's one way, but where's the, hold on. Not the type I'm looking for. Oh, we can get source code for this sucker? Nice. Okay, so that's what I need. So first, CPU or PC equals get shell dot and the computer current date, current path. Then host computer. That's interesting. See, I don't like how that changes. So get shell's not listed anymore. Can we still have access to that? Let me see. I don't like their little documentation and their little programming system. Okay, so not found. See, it's not going to find it inside. It doesn't link back and forth. So start terminal does not exist in host computer, which makes sense. It shouldn't. If I do this, okay. Let's check what that looks like. Computer. Fine. Sure. So how do I know what objects exist in what spaces, right? So I'm in host computer. Maybe that's when I go to here. Can I do active net card? That'll take me there. Change password, close program, connect internet, create folder. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Maybe I'm just not connecting the details when I'm actually programming these. Hold on. Okay. So that's not the name of the computer. When I did it over before, was not the name of the computer, rather it's returning an object type computer. That's where my confusion comes in. That's an object type computer. So okay, then I can debug it this way. I can go into the specific objects I'm getting. So the host computer right now is a object computer, which means then I go into the computer space here. Now I have access to this stuff. Let's see if I can get a file inside of my local. Show procs. Well, let's do a show proc real quick. I'm running out of RAM. I need more hardware. Oh, okay. So if I decide to use this on that remote machine, let's check if I have access to this level of stuff. That might give me some wiggle room to make my own attacks. I need the IP address. So I need just shell regular user. This was a SQ also as 3307 port. Okay, so I'm in as my admin from before. So if I run this, you can't tell me that's 2.7 megabytes for 2 lines of code. Okay. So those are the only guests. Okay, I can only see my current user shell. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. That's there. That's on the remote machine. Let's test some scripts out. I can quit this terminal or exit. Oh no, I can't because I was linking all that stuff. But I probably don't want to be connected on there so much. Not perpetually like that. Alright, so what else can I do? Connect Wi-Fi, folders, test groups, reboot, touch, Wi-Fi network, public IP. I can find that no locally. Network gateway. Is network active? File. Can I drop the file in? Exploit inside of itself. The same exploit that we have from the outside, but now we can drop it in. Let me see. Password change. Can I drop it from here? Go to config. And then run the SQL locally. So I don't have to go through routers. So I'll do 127.0.0.1, then 3307. I need Metasploit. True. So I'll go and drop that sucker in there. Crazy how Metasploit is so low, so small. IP address not found. Alright, well, let's do it from the case of the local network. So I'm going to go to exe. Oh. Not enough RAM to open a friggin'. Hold on. Alright, Why? Taken. Oh, I still have that open. And then I'm going to do an nmap. Check that IP again. So I'm currently in this 3307, this machine. So let's see if I can access that locally instead. Can't connect to net session. Port not found. Okay, well, let's check IP. Local IP? Local IP. I'm gonna do show proc, so making a tool for the inside. I'm gonna print also pc.local IP. Let's also do a print pc.public IP, just so verify everything looks good. I'll do a probe. Crap, where did I save it? Test, right? Yeah. No way that these 4 lines are 4 megabytes. Like the methodology here. Unless it might be a log. Okay. Yeah. So how do you not port not found? 3307 exists on 172.16.16.15. How do you not find that port? Some of the mechanics of this game seem a little flimsy. They don't seem like they flow well. What if I do it from a neighboring machine? Let's try that. So instead of that, let's do 16 because that has an SMTP. And that port is 65371. Connection refused. Address unreachable. Oh, wait a minute. I'm retarded. Hold on. I need that. I don't want password change. I want guest shell. Port 65371. The fuck? Oh, okay. Oh. What do you mean? Oh. Six 65371. So vulnerability not found, which means yeah, we do have. That's odd. What do you mean though? Because we have a 107 higher. Exploit I saw was that you could go to a higher value, greater than 1.0.7. Maybe means lower than. Less than? Greater than equal to? But it was greater than or equal to, rather. So if I go back to that, yeah, libsql is greater than or equal to 1.0.7, which means it's greater, aka 1.7 should also work. See, like there's some odd inconsistencies about the game. It doesn't quite make sense. Because if it works on the basis of this, greater than or equal to version 1.0.7, then I would be able to do the same exact exploit on this 1.7.7. But it's telling me exploit vulnerability not found. Which, okay, fine. realistically makes sense. You can't exploit new machines because new versions have fixes to old exploits. So then this shouldn't be greater than or equal to. This should be less than or equal to 1.0.07. Then that would work, but then there's also this dependency on library net.so. I've already done a mission with init.so being greater than like 1.0.3 the last stream, and I messaged the admin. He updated it, the actual init.so, which then gave me the ability to infiltrate and exploit. But then I was kind of stopped by that admin thing. Hold on, let me also do this. I'm gonna leave them this video. Hopefully they fix it though. I really hope they do really fix this detail, because this game's amazing. I just feel like there's some odd bugs here. Hopefully they take that into account. Because if they really get this game working, man, and it's perfectly balanced out, patched up, it'd be a great game. So now what? I gotta figure out another way to get through. Back to 3307, which I can access. So now playing around on the inside. Really does like stun process of the gameplay. Unless I can access the library. What if I can do a check for libraries by trying to include them and seeing if they respond? So if, let's see, library one, include the lib slash, say, something we know that's there, net.so. If not lib1, print net so does not exist. That would be, let me check. Include lib current path. Yeah, okay. Lib metasploit. Okay. So normally most should have this. In fact, I have netso. Then we can do a similar case. We can do app client.so. App client doesn't exist. Init.so. Init doesn't exist. So just by doing a probe for the include library, which normally in scripts should give us at least access to that library if we're using script to use, or at least not access, but identify the file, populate the variable, and when we actually try to use that file, it should prompt a user check to see if we are qualified to use it. Init. And it's gonna be kernel module. How did that work? Oh yeah, if not then okay. If not then this is just syntax for gray scripts. Very much like Lua, honestly. Like Roblox Lua. Maybe it is Lua. That's interesting. Maybe they're actually using Lua instead of like a modified version of Lua. Thinking about it now. Net does not exist. Kernel. App client exists then. Ah, it did catch app client. So I can probe from guest on a specific set of objects. Okay. Okay. So we expand on that. Let's see what kind of vulnerabilities we can grab from the inside. What do we have? libssh, libftp, libhttp. Hmm. Yeah, that's it. That's how we would use it. libssh. libftp. libhttp. libsql. Should be there though. That's the one we're using. That's the problem. Now I'm doing this not situation. what if I do is, so if lib then exists. Now I gotta reformulate. So then it'll also give me the ones that actually are there. So I can focus on those instead of having to parse through the knots. Let's change the logic real quick. All right, so reversing that logic, creating the probe, and testing it out on the system that we're playing with. Error identified print. Oh gosh, what a mess up. Where's my print? Oh my gosh, right there. Typos. Such a buzzkill. Big buzzkill with the sausage fingers. Okay. Libraries libhttp. Weird because SQL should exist. Because we used SQL to gain access to that system in the first place. Okay, well, let's keep playing around, see what other libsmtp. I can kind of condense this into one line. I don't need 2 lines for this. SMTP. Nice. Cleaner. Cleaner. Must improve refactor my code. Chat. Lib chat. Okay, I guess I did that wrong. Whatever. After lib chat, we got lib cam. Not the biggest one that I care for, but whatever. That's probably going to be on the CCTV cameras that I can exploit. We have libr shell, remote shell. Okay. What else? Libcam, libr shell, lib repository. I'm gonna call it just lib repo. That'd be nice. Repository. Repository. Now it's a case of stupid typos, but it looks alright. Lib block. Oh, just blockchain. Blockchain.so. I wonder who's mining. Who's mining? Someone's mining and there's an exploit. Yikes. Lib ADB. Ooh, ADB. That's the Android phone connection tool. Wonder if they're talking, if this is for phones, accessing phones. ADB is a type of local terminal tool set where you can actually get into your Android phone in developer mode. So libadb in this game seems to be related to like Android development What's ADB stand for? Android Development Benchmark? Hold on. Debug Bridge. Development Bridge, Debug Bridge, whatever. So the ADB here might be the case for those smartphones that are on the network as well. Okay, cool. Smart Appliance. Yeah, okay. Smart Appliance.so. And what else do I want to check for? Kernel router. Well, that's for routers particularly. So whatever, we'll throw that in there as an all-encompassing probe on a system. Apt client. Meta exploit, which obviously won't exist in most places. Meta exploit has exploits too. That's insane. That's probably the multiplayer versus option. If you know somebody is an actual player, they probably have meta exploit, and then you can use the exploits of that to actually hack through. Maybe I can also check to see if other players have accessed systems using that. Meta exploit. Crypto. Kernel module. Do we not have that? No. We have router. Init net. Didn't I do net up here somewhere? Yeah, net. Yeah, I'll take these out. Init net. I like the organized method now. Lib traffic CNET. Ooh, traffic lights. Nice. Yeah, so I think I went through all of them. HTTP, FTP, chat, yada yada. All right, my probe is set. Okay. Lib HTTP, apt client. Oh, I did it twice. So if I use it locally, then see how accurate it is. Come on, what do you mean? What do you freaking? I guess I do have a lot of shit open. Not gonna lie. There we go. Okay, so crypto Metasploit app client. What am I missing there? Something didn't pop up. How about net? How come net's not popping up? Hmm. If I just do a quick print, whatever include net is trying to do. Maybe some libraries are special. No. I guess I can't really import net ISO even though it's there. That's interesting. So what's the difference between that and this? It doesn't exist for sure. Probably is gonna be null anyway. Yeah, it's also null, so I can't tell the difference between something that exists and something that doesn't exist. Or something that exists that doesn't get attached like netso. It's really weird. So netso, initso, they don't get attached. Kernel module doesn't get attached. Metasploit does. Crypto does. App client does. Now what's inside of app client? Mm, I don't want to do any updates on the inside, not yet. So I have a way to look at what packages are inside. So we have HTTP inside, but that is also possibly probable with the fact that we're not really looking at, let me see. So one more check here. Actually, exe and map. Yeah, the HT. Oh, it does show the HTTP. All right, HTTP is there. It doesn't find SQL though. That's interesting. It doesn't find SQL, but it does run the SQL. App client. App client not accessible as a port. I wonder if accessible is internally as an exploit. All right, so far that's nice. That's a good little way to check for libraries. Now, if I decide to exploit apps client. Ooh, how do I check versions? Can I update that to check versions too? We should have done that before I did much, huh? Let's do 100. See, for these, it's gonna say equals. Okay, this one's actually equal, not greater than. This one's greater than equal. So the greater than equal doesn't actually work though. Hmm. Local use only. But the exploit, this is where it gets tricky. Permission obtained non-root user. That's fine. Take advantage of a vulnerability to inject a new password to registered user. That would be what I am looking for. Granted, now I'm in the local case. Let's look at this. I'm gonna have an issue maybe. Let's see how this goes. This is apt client. Oh, wait. Hold on. Did I spend that credit? Okay, good. I didn't spend the credit. Um, I don't know what version I have. Greater than one means any version, right? I don't trust this though. I don't trust that at all because last time I did the greater than thing and it didn't actually work. Yeah, let me check the test again for probe. Get contents, files, group is, symlink, name, owner, parent, version. Can I get a version somewhere, please? Version, active user, bitwise. Get shell, switch, shell. Include lib, home directory, island, launch path, mail. Let's look up. Capture the flag event. That's funny. Okay, wallet service. Install service, start service, stop service. Can I start service? Hmm. That'll have to be an actual script, huh? still want to know what version that program is. Same metalib. Libname overflow patched overflow version. Metalib. Hmm. Library name. Debug tools is patched. Does that mean everything has a version? No. Blockchain does not have a version. Update app client does not have a version. That session, dump lib. Oh, there's a dump lib. I wonder. Hmm. Wonder if that'll dump all the libraries inside. The remote copy process. The remote upload process. God, these AIs and robots and crap. Is this? Commercials on YouTube for robots? Come on. You're dumb. Dancing robots. God, I hate this stuff. This new dystopia we're entering is ridiculous. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it here for now. I'm gonna get some food, wake up a little more. But this is a good little script I did there, just to get myself started on the basis. Uh, oh, I saw a chat just now. Lo siento, señor. Mr. Jed Levi. Jed Levi. I was hyper focused. Was hella hyper focused. Was not paying attention. Anyway, appreciate you guys. This was a little rundown on basically a quick script process, and I'm starting to learn how this stupid system over here works. It's the weirdest documentation I've seen, the way it's set up. It doesn't kind of tell you what's attached to what. It only adjusts to basically like what you're showing. So if I just typed in show procs, even if it's on a PC get shell or anything else, it's just not gonna do it in any form accurately to what's being attached. So I can do something like start shell. No, start terminal. But that's not attached to show procs, right? This shouldn't act, this should be an issue. Why would it almost confirm there's no documentation behind how to use start terminal? It shows me where it is and that it's in the shell. Now I gotta verify that I'm in a shell-based system, which will be actually over here. I'm in a host computer object, not a shell. So I'm just getting used to this crap a little bit. It's a little bit weird on the documentation association with the system, the way it works, but it's enough. It's enough to be all right. I'm going to expand on this probe for the future, but anyway, for now,